You were censoring and wrongfully violating our First Amendment free speech rights. Guess what? None of you hold security clearances. None of you are elected, and none of you represent 750,000 people like I do.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Benny. The public flogging has not gone out of style. They've just moved it into congressional hearing rooms, and the feathers and the hot tar have been replaced by spitting hot takes. That's what's happening right now, literally, as we record this video inside of Congress. The Twitter communists, the fired, disgraced Twitter communists are being brought in. You see the dirtbag FBI lawyer James Baker there, nasty ass Vijaya Gade there, Yoel Roth, losing his hair clearly, and I don't know who that is. It's some awful Marxist who wanted to destroy your ability to speak before this sweet prince trotted along. Almost 130 million followers there for Elon Musk. This sweet prince trotted along and saved all of us. Shenanigans have been happening inside of the Twitter hearing room, including the room losing power. Was it the Chinese spy balloon or was it the deep state?
June 3rd, 2018, the Iranian Ayatollah Khomeini.
Whoa.
Now, did Twitter do that?
Did Twitter do that?
Sounds like the Green New Deal to me.
That's pretty good. We love to watch them shake, ladies and gentlemen. We love to see guys like this come in, and even before the even with guys with such hefty media training like Anthony Fauci and such hubris, they shake before the congressional committees. The power of the congressional committee is pretty terrifying.
Admit the truth. And you implying...
Paul, your time has expired, and I will allow witnesses who come...
They were shaking in their boots, but we want to bring your attention to Representative Higgins from Louisiana, who is a former prosecutor who alerted the members, the dirty, filthy, scummy, communist members of the old Twitter board that utilized Twitter essentially as a deep state psyop operation to censor and silence Republicans, including but not limited to Donald Trump, who was their boss at the time. It's a vicious, vicious group of parasites here. This Representative Clay Higgins announcing to these vicious piranhas that the real arrests will be coming quite soon. I mean, this is flamethrower, ladies and gentlemen.
Bottom line is that the FBI had the Biden crime family laptop for a year. They knew it was leaking. They knew it would hurt the Biden campaign. So the FBI used its relationship with Twitter to suppress criminal evidence being revealed about Joe Biden 1 month before the 2020 elections. You, ladies and gentlemen, interfered with the United States of America 2020 presidential election. Knowingly and willingly. That's the bad news. It's going to get worse because this is the investigation part. Later comes the arrest part. Your attorneys are familiar with that. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to spend 5 hours with these ladies and gentlemen doing depositions surely yet to come. But for right now, I'll yield the balance of my time.
Oh, man, face melting from Indiana Jones, opening up the Ark of the Covenant. Later comes the arrest. Oh, man, they were terrified. So scared, in fact, that AOC herself started to have an aneurysm inside of the hearing room. Listen to AOC try and sound smart and need to be handed a script to read from.
Potential arrest of a witness and alluding to a witness or suggestion of a witness committing a crime without evidence and without documents being supported to the record.
Can you be more specific?
When we talk about arresting a witness or when we talk about a witness, insinuating that a witness is lying without documentation, I fear that this constitutes threatening a witness, and that will broach the rules of decorum of this committee. And I'd like to ask that we request witnesses be treated with respect. Thank you.
She got handed out. Now
Appreciate that, and I will remind everyone of the member decorum and witness decorum to treat everyone.
Oh, man. Not the first time that AOC had a complete mental meltdown.
A social media platform here in Congress, they're weaponizing the use of this committee so that they can do it again. A whole hearing about a 24-hour hiccup in a right-wing political operation. That is why we are here right now. And it's just an abuse of public resources, an abuse of public time. We could be talking about healthcare. We could be talking about bringing down the cost of prescription drugs. We could be talking about abortion rights, civil rights, voting rights. But instead, we're talking about Hunter Biden's half-fake laptop story. I mean, this is an embarrassment.
Hunter Biden's half-fake laptop story. How do you even square that? How do you even square that, man? The Democrat Party not sending their best. They're not sending their best. That was made plainly evident when Cori Bush tried to speak the English language and put a fact together, had to get fact-checked by Twitter's fired, disgraced executives.
Reduce the hate. They did nothing. Ms. Gaddy, you were at Twitter on January 6th and asked repeatedly for a retrospective meeting to discuss what happened in the lead up to that day. Management told you, quote, it wasn't a priority for the company. Why was it not a priority for Twitter to learn lessons from January 6th?
I don't believe you're referring to me. Apologies. I'm the chief legal officer. I did not make that statement.
Look at the twink masked staffer run over with his man bun and his mask. Oh, it's so perfect. People who were bringing their A game, and it is beautiful to see our young superstars for the conservatives and for the Republicans, Byron Donalds being one of them from the great state of Florida.
Ms. Gaddy, real quick, you said to the chairman earlier, and I want to paraphrase what I heard earlier, is that Twitter had no contact with anybody from the Biden team. Is that correct to your knowledge?
Not to my knowledge.
Put that up for me. Okay, over my right shoulder, we have an email. Reference, this is Saturday, October 24th, 5:39 p.m., referencing 5 different tweets. This is with a Twitter email chain. Under the line, it's more to review from the Biden team. Does anybody have a comment on how much interaction was happening with the Biden team at Twitter with respect to tweets that they wanted Twitter to review? Ms. Gaddy, Mr. Roth?
I'm not familiar with this email.
So you're not familiar with this email, Mr. Roth? Are you familiar with this email?
Only from what's been reported in the Twitter files.
Did you ever have contact with anybody from the Biden team?
No, sir, I did not. We explicitly separated the teams that would interact with campaigns from teams like mine that were responsible for content moderation.
How big was the organization in Twitter that was actually working with campaigns?
I couldn't say for sure.
Did you ever have any contact with the DNC?
Directly? No, I did not.
Did anybody at Twitter have any contact with anybody at the DNC?
I think it's likely that somebody at Twitter did, yes.
Okay, you're actually showing a piece of physical evidence there. Showing a piece of physical evidence that shows Twitter communicating with the Biden team for tweets that they wanted to have taken down. So Congress continues to catch Twitter executives in lie after lie after lie to Congress, perjuring themselves. Yoel Roth, of course, the most disgraced member of this little hive of villainous communists who were so censor happy for conservatives, decimating and desecrating our First Amendment. The sweet, sweet moment here where he said he had absolutely no political ideology differences to grind with his axe.
We have it here. It was 98.4% of Twitter employees gave to Democratic candidates or causes in the 2020 election cycle. And believe it or not, those numbers actually went up in the 2022 cycle to 99.7% of Twitter employees donating to Democratic candidates and causes. So clearly, Twitter as a whole had a political bias. Mr. Roth, do you personally think that you have a political bias? And did you have one when you worked at Twitter? A personal political bias?
No, sir.
You didn't. That's remarkable because it's pretty obvious you did have strong biases when you compared, ironically using Twitter, people that worked in the Trump White House to Nazis. They were good folks that you simply disagreed with politically in our representative republic, and you compared them to the most evil people on the planet that murdered 60 million people, or at least were responsible for those deaths. You think that was a little bit hyperbolic?
Yes, I do. As I said, I
agree. I agree with you. It was. And so your political opinion spilled over into censorship work at Twitter. I think your biases had consequences, which you intentionally expressed through your propaganda and censorship role at Twitter. Additionally, you may have collaborated with U.S. intelligence community regarding stories that y'all didn't want the public to see.
Boom. Boom. And the harshest bombshell was from MTG, of course, today. An absolute savage queen. Go.
Rolly, you can consider your speech canceled during my time because you canceled mine. You see, you permanently banned my personal Twitter account, and it was my campaign account also. So let's talk about election interference, shall we? January 2nd, 2002, you permanently banned my Twitter account. This was the account that I would put my campaign ads on, raise money on, fight back when attacked with lies, and be able to talk to my voters in my district. But you banned it. And then let me explain. My account was not reinstated until November 21st, 2022. That was after my election on November 8th. You know, at your company or your former company where you worked, Twitter employees, over 98% of them donate to Democrats. So while you coordinated with DHS, the FBI, the CIA, our government, and outside groups to permanently ban, shadow ban conservative Americans and candidates like me and the former president of the United States, President Donald J. Trump, you were censoring and wrongfully violating our First Amendment free speech rights. Guess what? None of you hold security clearances. None of you are elected, and none of you represent 750,000 people like I do.
Boom. I mean, yo, that's like real, actual flamethrowers there from Marjorie Taylor Greene, who's been on fire lately. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? What do you think about the Twitter hearings? They are currently ongoing. We're getting a lot of information out of them, a lot of news, and a lot of direct humiliation and public flogging. We certainly think that it's good for America. We are super duper happy that Elon Musk is himself an American and is such a patriot that he would not only sleep next to copies of our founding documents, which he does, but also would buy the #1 free speech site, investing an absolute fortune in it. In order to root out this rat's nest. We are proud of him. Let us know in the comment section what you think. America is worth saving. America is worth fighting for. So we fight right alongside with you, ladies and gentlemen, every single day. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Benny Johnson. See ya. Thank you for watching. Our channel is here to meme the libs until they cry and then to meme them crying. Their tears, they taste just like sweet, delicious ice cream. Salty, too. We ridicule the establishment and the libs because of you. Your support keeps us going. So if you like what you saw, please punch the subscribe button, click like, and ring the little bell so that you know when we're live. Don't you want to know when we're live? And make sure that you subscribe to our email list just in case the plug gets pulled, as tends to happen. If you want to see more of our videos, click here or here. My name is Benny Johnson. Stay free, base patriots.